Who?
Who?
Who? Who?
Who?
Who?
Who?
Who?
Now who's this motherfucker?
Alright, welcome to Who. I've got a debate for you today. It's dumb, stupid, unnecessary, but absolutely worth having. Who wins in a fight? Axl Rose or Eddie Money? First off, let me just say this right away. This is not about who had a better career, or better songs, or better voice. That's a whole different argument. This is strictly about one thing. If these two somehow end up in a fight, who's walking out the winner? On one side, you've got Axl Rose. Unpredictable, wild, high energy, pure chaos in human form. But he's also a punk bitch. And on the other side, you got Eddie Money. Blue collar, swagger, confident, scrappy, and the kind of guy who looks like he absolutely get into an argument in a parking lot and not back down. But he seems like a creep motherfucker. So let's break this down. First up, Axl Rose. Axl has one major advantage right off the bat. Chaotic energy. That matters. A guy with chaotic cocaine-filled rage energy is fucking dangerous. He's not more skilled. He's not stronger. But you have no fucking clue what he's about to do next. Axl Rose in his prime looked like the kind of guy who might scream, kick a chair, jump off something, and somehow make the whole room nervous before the fight even officially starts. That unpredictability is a weapon. And physically, young Axl had that wiry, restless, lean kind of energy too, but he also weighed about 60 pounds soaking wet. That little bitch wasn't built like a tank, but he looked fast. Like the kind of fucker who would be bouncing around, impossible to settle down, throwing himself into the situation with full recklessness commitment. That can work. If you can't predict somebody, it's hard to prepare for them. Axl's not giving you a calm, measured, technical boxing match. No. Axl's giving you movement, noise, flailing like a little bitch, adrenaline, and the very real possibility that he wins just by making everything so fucking weird and frantic that you never get comfortable. That's his path to victory. Pure gay-ass rockstar chaos. Now, let's talk about Eddie Money. Eddie Money feels the complete different type of fighter. Axl gives you chaos, but Eddie gives you grown man toughness. Not a little fucking man-child like Axl Rose. Eddie Money had that vibe, like he's been around enough nonsense in life that a fight wouldn't rattle him. That matters. Because composure matters. Eddie would only lose his composure if it was Chris Hansen. If Axl comes in spinning around like a tornado, Eddie might be the guy standing there like, alright, you done? I got 2 tickets to paradise. That's a real advantage. Eddie also has a sturdier presence. He felt more grounded, not a hyper-ass lunatic like Axl throwing a temper tantrum. Less frantic, less gay, way creepier. Eddie's the kind of guy who plant his feet and actually try to throw something with bad intentions behind it, attempting to fix the fucked up box plastic surgery that is Axl's face. And sometimes that beats chaos. Sometimes the wild guy comes in making a huge scene with his little dick syndrome, and the calmer guy just times it right and shuts the whole thing down. That's Eddie's argument. He's not a drama queen. He's less theatrical, more solid. Less frantic, more built for the uglier parts of a fight. He seems like the kind of guy who wouldn't necessarily look flashy, but would absolutely make it unpleasant, like listening to Axl still try to sing. And honestly, that blue-collar, no-nonsense energy gives him a real case here. Let's talk about the intangibles between the two. This is where it gets good. Axl Rose has a better intimidation factor if the fight starts with pure tension. He had that unhinged, drugged-up rockstar aura, where you look at him and think, this can go badly in a very weird way. That holds some value. But Eddie Money might actually have the better bar fight survival energy. Like Axl feels like he'd be dangerous in chaos. Eddie feels like he'd still be dangerous after the first 30 seconds once the fight gets ugly and sloppy. And that's important because most real fights don't look cool for long. They get awkward fast. And in that kind of fight, sturdiness matters more than style. As he may destroy Axl and make him his bitch. That might tilt things towards Eddie. Okay, so how do I see this fight actually going? The fight starts with Axl not shutting the fuck up, Talking. Loud, annoying, animated, pacing, fired up, making it feel like he's already won before anything even happens. And to be frank, early on that might work. Might be a psychological thing. He might come out fast. He might surprise Eddie with the speed and all the sheer madness of it all. For the first few seconds, it probably looks like Axel's in control, as he flails around looking like a ghetto-ass crackhead. But then, the fight settles. And that's where I think the balance starts to shift. Because once the wild opening burst is over, now it comes down to who can handle the mess. Who can stay standing. Who can take the awkward collision, the grabbing, the shoving, the bad angle swings. And in that kind of fight, I think Eddie Money starts to look stronger. He feels heavier, more planted, more built for the long, ugly stretch of a fight. Axel might win the opening drama. Eddie might win the actual fight. So, who do I feel will win in a fight? Eddie Money and Axl Rose. I'm going to give it to Eddie Money, and here's why. Axl Rose absolutely has the chaos factor. Faster, wilder, more unpredictable, and way more dramatic, like a teenage girl. But Eddie Money feels like the guy who survives the initial storm, keeps his footing, and wins once it turns to an ugly real-world scrap. Axl gives you style, Eddie gives you durability. Axl gives you motion, Eddie gives you weight. Axl makes the fight exciting, but Eddie probably makes the fight effective. So if this thing lasts more than a few seconds, I think Eddie Money takes over and gets the win. Not pretty, not elegant, not cinematic, just a scrappy, ugly, old school win. Now, having said that, if you asked me who would make the fight more entertaining, easily that's Axl. If you were to ask me who would do the most yelling, Axl will be the one screaming, "Welcome to the jungle." If you asked me who would make the gayest facial expressions, it would also be Axl. But if you're asking me who I actually think walks away as the winner, I'm going Eddie Money. If not, just take me home tonight.